Hi guys, so a quick live because I just needed to share, as someone who has a background, quite extensive background in science and medical research. I hear a lot, if you put something a little bit out there on Facebook or anyone, people say, I hear what you're saying, but I'm sorry, I'm going to trust the science on this one. You're a bit too out there, you're a bit too alternative. I'm going to trust the science, which that's fine. But the point that I made when I saw that post is the one thing that you know, guaranteed, as a scientist or someone who works in research, is that there is no absolutes in science. You have a theory, and that theory stands until it's disproven. So you can accumulate evidence to support it, or you can accumulate evidence. You usually try and disprove a theory. So until something is disproven, that theory will stand. Doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's complete, but whilst evidence points in that direction and doesn't disprove it, that theory will hold. So what you need to understand is new theories are being tested all the time. New data comes forward all the time, and new data might disprove old data. So when you say you're going to trust the science or you're going to believe the science, you need to research all the science, the latest science, and the alternative publications that, you know, might not have gone into mainstream because it's just too political or too alternative. You need to read the data and what they've actually done, because you can say, oh, look, we showed this effect. But did they show it in one person who was already chronically ill, or did they do a study on like 20,000 people? So you need to, you know, like a lot of medicines are shown effective. They're shown effective against the old medicine, or they're shown effective against like something that's not actually a true control. So I guess my point is really just make sure you keep reading and understanding and keep opening your eyes to more of what's out there, because we know now, you know, we were all told, well, we weren't, not my generation, but previous generations were told that smoking was good for your lungs. Well, new research has shown, you know, so like you have to accept that whatever science says is what science currently says, and we might know something different in the future. So you have to keep looking at the data and really questioning, because there are no absolutes. We don't know everything, you know, for a long time. And this is another bone that I have to pick. For a long time, we were told, hi Julie, we were told for a long time that it's all in your genes. So you can tell if someone's going to get breast cancer, or you can tell if someone's going to get XYZ from their genetics. And, you know, this is when I was in my research positions quite a number of years ago now. It was all about the genetics. And then when I started working, we were manipulating the genes. We were doing epigenetic studies. So we found that genes can be turned on and off. So understanding the genome was one very, very small part of the picture, because genes can be turned on and off. Genes can, you know, we hear a lot about the MTHFR, that gene methylation thing that happens. Methylation is a way of controlling whether genes are active or not. So that's a really powerful thing that people are now finding that has effects on how you absorb B vitamins and et cetera, et cetera. But you need to understand that's a mechanism that our bodies are using to turn genes on and off. So we need to understand where that's coming from. And I'm guessing that it's probably a dietary correlation. Let food be thy medicine. So I guess I just wanted to quickly come in from a scientist's perspective and say, if you're trusting science and research and medicine, that's great. But you have to keep an open mind that whatever you're being told is never absolute. It's never absolute. It's never guaranteed, because new research is always going to find new stuff. And I can tell you from when I was in science, one of the things that frustrated me was the way that review panels for journals could stall on publishing something that was really, really good research if they didn't like what that research was, if it took money away from whatever their research was. So, and I saw that firsthand, a paper that was absolutely amazing results and they couldn't get it published because nobody wanted to go near that subject because it would go against all the big guys in the industry who were going to lose money if they didn't catch up with that research. So it's very, very political. It's very money driven now, unfortunately. We don't have a lot of funding that comes for just pure science for the sake of exploration, for the sake of understanding. It's all got a political or a alternative, you know, like someone's trying to prove that their product is amazing or someone's trying to, you know, sell something. So it's very money driven now, unfortunately. One of the reasons that I chose to find a different path. So you need to understand that there is that aspect, and there is the aspect that we don't know everything. There will always be new data coming out. So you have to look around, you have to understand the data. You have to, and if you can't understand the data, I'm not saying everyone has to go and read scientific journals for fun, but just understand when you trust in the science and you trust medicine, you have to understand that science is always changing and always testing and always looking for flaws in a theory, because a theory only stands until you disprove it. And there will be a lot of theories currently that are being disproven. You know, we know now that mental health correlates with gut health and immune health correlates with gut health. So we're seeing a really big shift in your gut, and your diet does matter. For a long time, doctors would say, diet doesn't really matter. I actually traveled with some doctors who said, it really doesn't matter what you eat. It's about the number of calories. Well, I can tell you that biochemically, where you get those calories makes a difference. The nutrition that you get makes a difference. The life force that you get, how fresh the food is, makes a difference. So all of these make a difference to what happens in your body, not to mention how that affects your gut health, which relates to all of these other things, your immune system, your mental health. So if you're eating crap and that's destroying your gut health, and you're getting sick and you're taking antibiotics, which is destroying your gut health, it does matter. It does matter. So there's a lot of things that are now coming out that, you know, and I'm not being anti anything. I'm just saying that the thing about science is it evolves. It's always evolving. We're always learning. And you need to be open to the fact that if someone tells you this is what the science says or this is what the medicine is, that is not an absolute. That is just based on what we know at this time, probably funded by whoever's producing that and wants you to buy it. So, you know, you need to really think about nothing is absolute. There is always new research coming out, and it's always driven by certain parties. So, yeah, I hope I never read another post like that about, sorry, I don't want to listen to you because I trust science, because they were trusting science that was 30 or 40 years out of date. And I love science. I love the intellectual pursuit. I loved working in that area. But you have to understand that the scientists don't know everything yet. They really, really don't. They're still working really hard to understand so much. Human bodies are complex, really complex. I did a second degree in psych, a grad dip in psych, and I remember, how Carl Jung, his theories in psychology are really overlooked because they weren't very scientific. He believed in the universal consciousness and energy and things like that. And now that the science is coming out to show that they can measure our energy and you can actually measure this stuff now, suddenly it's like, wow, he had something there. We just couldn't measure it before. So as the science and our ability to measure and understand things change, our understanding is going to change. So it's really, technology has to catch up as well. And, you know, the more technology catches up, the more we find that, you know, the Chinese medicine, the ancient healers, the ancient energetic stuff, it's all true. It's, you know, we've found energy meridians now. We know the benefits of herbs and natural remedies. So the science is just starting to be able to measure what's been known for thousands and thousands of years. So it's cool. It's amazing that science is catching up. But you just need to always consider that we're still learning. Science is still learning. We're still catching up. So that's my thoughts on that for this evening. I just wanted to share that because, as I said, I saw that post and everyone was very much, I'm trusting the science, and that's great. It's powerful, but go do your reading, do your research, and understand that what you think you know, what you think you've been told may be 30 years out of date, and it changes as we learn more. So have an awesome evening. That's just a little download from my brain for tonight, and I'll talk to you all again very soon. All right, take care. Bye.